Early profits are essential in OpenTTD. Setting up a railway network is expensive, and the initial capital and the maximum loan are limited. Within short time, it is required to run a profitable railway network. Using those profits, the infrastructure can be extended, new vehicles can be bought, and the transport corporation can grow. On the contrary, if the transport corporation fails to generate profits and running costs are higher than income, the corporation is not able to grow without countermeasures and eventually will run out of cash. Earning money in OpenTTD follows the transport business model. The transport corporation gets paid for the amount of goods or number of passengers delivered, the distance transported, the value of the freight, which is the so-called payment rate, and the on-time performance of the delivery. Hence, to increase the income, it is a good idea to improve all of the four factors. The amount of freight can be maximized by picking up as much as possible from industries, towns, and cities. If we put enough vehicles into service to pick up the freight, eventually the maximum amount of cargo transported is limited by the production rate of the industry, or the passenger and mail generation by the town. The production rates of an industry vary and can be increased by improving the station rating. Therefore, a station with a higher rating will also have a higher probability to increase the production. To increase the station rating, it is a good strategy to make sure that there is always a train available to pick up cargo. Additionally, it is influenced by the age of the vehicle, the maximum speed of the vehicle, and whether you have a statue in the town of the station. The distance between producer and receiver is measured with the Manhattan geometry. To improve the income, simply deliver freight to more distant places. But be aware that longer distances also means that goods will be in transport for a longer time. A late delivery to a receiving station can significantly reduce the payment rate. The payment rate is determined by the initial payment value of a good and its penalty for late delivery. In principle, most cargo follow the rule that the longer it is in transport, the lower will be the payment rate. Some cargo types have a tolerance for a couple of days before the payment rate declines. Payment rates of some cargo types decline with a lower rate, such as coal. Other types of freight have a slower tolerance for long delivery times, such as livestock and grain, and the penalty for late delivery gets higher quickly. For a better oversight on this topic, there's a graph available in OpenTTD to see the payment rate per good over the time needed for delivery. Usually, early games start with the coal due to the high payment rate with overall lower penalties for late delivery. In summary, on the one hand, it is always a good idea to pick up and transport as much as possible provided by an industry or town. On the other hand, extending the distance between producer and receiver must be carefully managed. Extending beyond the optimal distance will cause significant penalties due to late delivery. Those penalties will reach a point where it is not efficient anymore to further extend the distance. The payment rates and penalties vary significantly for different kinds of freight. If payment rates decline too much, we can either switch to an engine with a higher maximum speed or deliver the freight to a closer place. All of this only works for a functioning and efficient railway network, and of course, railway networks have limits in their capacity. Most of us might have experienced railway capacity limits by ourselves, when train after train arrives in a metro station and still all vehicles are overcrowded. Or when a train disruption in the south of a country still impacts the on-time performance in the north. Those can be signs of reaching the limit of the capacity of a railway system. The maximum capacity of a railway is defined as the maximum freight that can travel a railway in an hour. To increase the capacity of a railway, the number of vehicles per train can be increased, as long as it is assured that the engine has the power to push or pull the freight. Therefore, to increase the capacity of a railway, we could just increase the number of vehicles per train. Be aware that longer trains require an appropriate dimensioning of the infrastructure. Stations must have at least the length of the train for efficient loading and unloading. Also, it must be assured that the tail of long trains does not block junctions, which can cause a standstill of the entire railway network. In OpenTTD, a train length of 3 to 5 is a good average value for a start. The capacity of a railway can also be increased with a higher number of trains per hour. The number of trains per hour is impacted by the so-called headway. The headway is the needed spacing between trains to run with a constant speed on a railway. In simpler words, it is the needed spacing between the trains. The longer the spacing between the trains, the lower the trains per hour on a track. In contrast, the shorter the spacing between the trains, the higher the trains per hour on the track. In OpenTTD, the headway can be improved with optimized signaling, which essentially means placing signals along the track with little spacing. An important factor for the railway capacity is often the worst bottleneck of the railway network, such as a section of the railway with fewer parallel tracks, a station with fewer platforms, or a slow zone due to a very tight turn. Hence, railway network optimization is usually most effective at those bottlenecks. In this session, in part 1.5 of playing the USA-Canada 4K scenario, we will review the initial money-making railway network of our last session and try to find opportunities to generate higher income by increasing the station rating, optimizing bottlenecks, and expanding for the transport of additional profitable nearby freight. We must keep in mind that such an early railway network often mostly just serves its purpose. There are much more efficient railway network architectures with main lines and side lines as well as hubs, which provide a much higher efficiency but also requires the higher funding coming from exactly the initial money-making railway network. Now, let's start the game. Here we are in the main menu of OpenTTD, and this time in this session we will load the save game from our last session of the USA-Canada 4K scenario. And before we start engaging and micromanaging, optimizing our network, we will first get an oversight of what we have built last time. We built our initial money-making network in the area of Alberta and Canada on the map. This is between Calgary and Edmonton in this case. The complete oversight of the map can be gained with the world map. You see here that we have here the entire USA and some parts of Canada covered. And here we started initially connecting coal mines with the one power plant, which is here situated south of Edmonton. Why did we start with coal mines? You can check this always in the game by yourself by looking at the cargo payment rates graph. In this graph, we see the development of payment rates over days in transit. And if we look in coal, coal is the second highest here. And also if we compare the line of the coal to others, it is not declining so quickly. So this means even with slower trains, which are not so expensive at the start of the game, we can still generate significant payment rates compared to other cargo types. Afterwards, we extended to one forest, where we transported wood to a factory situated here, which is a paper mill producing paper. Also, we have an oil refinery, and this is connected to an oil well over here. Remember, those oil wells, they are just existing in the start of the game, the 1950s, and there will be no new oil wells. Instead, there will be oil fields on sea or in water. And after oil wells get depleted, produced all of what they had in their reserve, they will simply get less and less on the map and eventually will not exist on the map anymore. We also invested into those farms. Means we put stations there to pick up, in this case, the wheat produced. We see this here in the station ratings that only wheat is picked up. The station rating is very good, so already fine for now. Also, we connected the cities of Calgary and Edmonton with each other and transport mail. The mail is transported to this terminal train station Edmonton as well as in Calgary by feeder lines from trucks. So to generate enough mail so that trains can operate in a profitable way. All of this is operating on this train railway network. And now we will first of all check whether the station rating is good. If there's goods piling up somewhere with low station rating, then we try to avoid it, pick up the goods and make money out of it by transporting it to the target location. There are two reasons for it. First is just use what is provided by a producing site. And secondly, the more we pick up, the higher the station rating and the higher the probability that the production rate of the producer increases. And we will just start here at the top of the map and look at the woods. Yeah, it's very good, 67%. Probably it can be further increased. However, for now, we will keep it like this. Also here for the coal mine, it is very good. The other coal mine should also be in rating very good. So this works for now. No obvious issue. Here, nothing is transported. It's only a target for now. Yeah, what is produced by the paper mill is not transported to the next secondary industry in the production line. We see here the same for this station where it's only receiving coal and oil. We see here at the farms, also if we check the ratings, very good for wheat, but we are not transporting what's produced here in terms of livestock. So this is an opportunity we will take later into consideration. For wheat here it's mediocre. Maybe we can improve this. Let's monitor for a while whether this improves by itself. It's just because we built it at last, yeah, and it still can improve by the current train in service or if we need to fix something here. Oil, very good. Also, let's have a look here. We are producing food, yeah, with livestock, not transported at the moment, but wheat transported. And we see that a lot of food is piling up here, 123 tons of food. And if you check the rating, it's very good, but still, yeah, why not transporting this food and probably generating more income? So this is something we can do very quickly and improve right now. So therefore, we will first of all check already the trains being in service. We have 3 trains transporting food. Obviously, all of them are currently running in some direction, and we will do something simple. We will just clone one of those trains. No, actually one is just here. Let's first see, yeah, what it does. No, it's just departing, so it's completely loaded as we see it here. and still food is left over, so definitely we can just simply send another train to this and pick it up. Clone and go. Let's monitor how it works. Here the train enters the track. By the way, just now stopping another train. As we see, it's picking up the food. Now everything is picked up. Still has half of the capacity left. So when the next wheat is arriving, then I think this will go higher and it can be transported to the target location. The target location should be, in this case, Edmonton, which is quite some distance here on the way. And Edmonton receives all the food. In this climate, Edmonton actually needs food. Food is delivered. It needs food to grow. A town which grows is something which helps us, as a growing town generates more mail, more passengers. Let's check in Edmonton the mail generation. And what we see here is a lot of mail piling up here at the terminal train station in Edmonton. And it seems like no train there to pick everything up. And if we check also the rating for mail is poor, actually just changing to very poor. This means we definitely have here room for improvement and we are missing an opportunity. So what we can do here is to simply pick one of those trains in service. Arriving here, I think this is not the correct one. Let's check this one. Yeah, this one has orders to stop in Edmonton, fully load any cargo, so mail in this case. Let's copy it and pick up more of this mail. We have a depot here, clone train, and put it into service. And then let's quickly observe how the trains picks it up and reduces the bags of mail here. And probably right after this we will put in service another train. This is so much, yeah, that probably we will need at least another train to transport what is piling up here. So our new train is being loaded. Yeah, and still 400 bags of mail are available. So let's just simply do this again and put the second train in service to pick up what is produced here. Great. The same we can check in Calgary. Is there also something piling up? And what we see here, 17 bags of mail available. Rating is for mail excellent. So I think nothing to fix here for the moment. Also here for food, it's now good. Another train I think is coming here, just going for maintenance into the depot, then coming and picking up what is available here. Let's keep it for now. What we can do to generate more food, we can also transport livestock from those farms to our food processing plant near to Calgary. And let's do this. Let's set up a new train. In this game, with infrastructure having a maximum speed of 75, we will also take a cheap and efficient train, this one. And since our train length is selected and 4, yeah, according to the platform length, also 4, we will now add livestock cars so that it has a length of exactly 4 in this case. And we give orders to go to the station, pick everything up, then go all the way to the food processing plant, return back for maintenance and do the same again. fully load, unload, maintenance, and go. And the same we will also do with the other farm. So also here, new vehicle. This one is good. Livestock cars. And now orders to first pick up livestock, then go to the food processing plant and return. Go into service if needed. Fully load, unload all, maintenance, and do it again. That's it. We only put one train now in service. It will arrive here and then slowly pick up what is generated right at this moment. Later on, when we check again, we will see that the station rating will not be so high because only one train in service for this. And we will probably add for each of those stations another service to pick up livestock. Now, what we always have to remember, if we extend the production, extend what we transport to a factory or plant, we need to check whether all of what is produced is also picked up. And I doubt this, as already now we saw that not all food was picked up. Let's check later again. If there's so much food being processed, then we of course will also put more trains into service to transport food to the city of Edmonton. Now let's check again the situation here with mail. Yeah, it's now changing to good. I think this is fine for now, and we'll simply let it go. Okay, while the trains are doing their job, we can now, in short, pause the game and see for another opportunity, one or two opportunities, to generate more income and leverage on the existing railway network. Of course, this railway network is the one for initial money making. It is not the most efficient one. It just has two parallel tracks being interrupted by train stations all the time. And all the trains must always go, if they pass by, through the train stations. So it's highly probable that there will be some small delays and not the highest efficiency. For a high efficient network, you would rather do something like create a main line. This main line consisting of 2 tracks, 4 tracks, or even more, yeah, being not interrupted by train stations or anything else, and to assure constant speed flowing traffic, and sidelines where all of this picking up or delivery of freight, goods, mail, anything else will happen. In this case, since with the initial funding it was not enough to set something up like this, we first decided to do and create this network. After, in this session, we have a little bit enhanced this network. We will, in the next step, use what is generated as income from it to build such of a more sophisticated, better, more efficient network. But for now, let's keep this one and optimize further. What we see here, just next to the city of Calgary, there's an printing works, which requires paper and produces good. And this is a great opportunity, as we just saw in the beginning, that we have not too close, yeah, so quite a distance, which is good actually for earning income. Next to Edmonton, we have here a paper mill producing paper, and actually 240 tons of paper, and nothing of it, I guess, is picked up at the moment. It's not even available at the station. So what we can do is we connect now this printing works with the network, and from there produce goods, and also those goods transport to Edmonton and generate more income. Let's do this. So while the game is in pause, we still stick to the very low speed rail. It's the one with the lowest investment. We have 4 number of tracks as a standard for now, so more or less this should be fine for this initial railway network, and platform length is 4 as the trains are maximum of length 4. We will leave some space here. That's it. and now build connect the train station to our network. Means that we need to merge tracks. So first of all, from 4 platforms into 2. Now it takes a while to set this up in an efficient manner. With this design of a train station, we try to avoid that trains, incoming trains and outgoing trains block each other at those cross sections. Therefore, we built a tunnel. In general, tunnels are not always the best idea to build for very high efficient networks, as in tunnels you don't have signaling. And this means that only one train can move through a tunnel at once. This is how it looks like. Now we will add signaling to avoid any collisions, and that everything works in a very organized manner according to what we want to achieve. I think this works already. So how to connect now? What we can do is we can connect to this branch here. Just need to remove the signal here, and then trains coming from here on this track, it can go in this route and take the way to the printing works. For this we have to remove this signal, fortunately. Then exactly build it this way. And then of course, also here, we need, no. Actually, I explained it the wrong way, I just realized. So trains coming from here, going this route, and then merging together on the line. And we need those signals so that when they merge, that there can happen no collision, of course. And trains coming from here, from the top, we now need to connect those tracks with this one. And in this case, we will build a bridge. Like this. And also here, we need to remove the signal. Again, add signals so that everything runs as we expect it to run. Like this. Looks good, I would say. Let's double check. Trains coming from here, trains going from there. Yeah, makes sense. So now we will put a train into service to pick up paper. We will buy one here in this depot, which is next to this paper mill. by vehicle, and then let's find a car, a vehicle which is not so, which has a at least maximum speed we need, but not so high running costs. And I think this one is fine. Yeah, exactly, length of 4. We need to refit to paper. And we will instruct the train to first of all go to the paper mill, then move all the way down to here to the printing works, and then go back. All the way to maintenance. And start again. Load all, maintenance if needed, and go. Let's see if this works. We will observe this train for a while here in this small window. And we see here, by the way, in this train station design that trains coming and going into two different directions just can pass by and are not blocked by each other on those cross sections with this design. However, it requires a tunnel. It comes with investment, and of course there's no signal in the tunnel possible. Okay, great. Let's this train do its work. And check how it goes with livestock. Rating, livestock, excellent. Rating, livestock, excellent. So nothing to do here. I think this is not enough time being waited. So for now, let's simply wait what happens here, and at the same time see for next opportunity. And I see one more opportunity to extend and leverage on the current network and generate some more income. And this is connecting this coal mine to the power plant, which we have over here. Yeah, this is a quite some good distance, and we know that coal is having a high payment rate and the delivery time is not so critical. So that's why we will build another train station here, connect it here to the network so that those coal trains can go all the way upwards. So let's first build a train station here. I think this looks good. Right, and again, our currently preferred station design. Quickly build it up. We need to do it a couple of times again to connect everything. This will be the tunnel. We need to do a little bit of landscaping, but not too much. Now let's add signaling. like this. Yeah, I think this works. And now we need to connect this end to this end. So first of all, we will here create an efficient network. So those two length 2 tracks are for braking distance. Trains will not with maximum speed immediately stop in the train station. And to not block this junction, those crossing, while going slower and slower to stop here. Yeah, there's some space here so that when braking starts, the train should be already quite for some of it part out of the junction. Here again. The tunnel. Here it comes. Like this. Now we add signaling again. And need to find a way to connect both. And I think a good way is to create a bridge here. Let's do it. This is not working. This should be fine. Connect. So now let's see how we find a way here. Yeah, a little bit higher here. So like this. Yeah, almost done. This is some kind of huge investment into a new part of our infrastructure. This is not too little what we need here, but at the same time, since coal is very much profitable, I think it makes sense. We should also add a depot here. For maintenance and to set up new trains next to this coal mine. And now we will try to find a way for some efficient like this. Spacing and signals so that the capacity of the network is not limited by this section. Yeah, so we want as many trains as possible being allowed to enter the section without having to wait until one train is completely moving through it. Yeah, this looks good, right? So let's, for now, set up a coal transporting vehicle. I think this should be fine. Yep. Yep. Almost 4. Now orders. We go here. Then go all the way here. It's a long way, right? Which is actually good to here. Since it is so long, we will do first of all potential maintenance stop, and then from there go all the way back. Another maintenance stop. Fully load, maintenance, unload, maintenance, and go. Let's see if it works. Also observe a little bit this train. I'm sure we need to add many more trains to transport coal, because trains, once they picked up coal and are fully loaded, they will have a long way until the power plant, and therefore it's already picking up, so this is fine, and therefore coal will be produced further on and will be waiting and piling up, so we need to avoid this. This means we need more trains, but let's for now see. So this train is still waiting for timber to arrive. Okay, this is loading. And here we wait for wood to be transported. There's one train picking up wood. Where's another one? And this one is just transporting wood, so it takes a while until it comes here. Then it will be probably not fully loaded, but just by 60%, and the other comes, and so this will take a while. Okay, let's see how the situation is with livestock. Rating, livestock, still good, okay. And here, rating, livestock, excellent. Okay, let's just keep it. What we can do is, since soon there will be many trains going this way, we can connect here this end of the station to those tracks to have an alternate route if this gets a little bit crowded here. Yeah, so the trains can also go this way. It's a little bit of a longer way, but still, yeah, probably it's better than waiting somewhere. Before we do that, let's check what happens here. So a lot of food here. Yeah, I think we need to clone another train and put into service. To also transport this. Great, and then we can meanwhile work on removing the potential bottleneck we just identified. And I think we will see some trains taking this route. Again, at signaling. Okay, the coal train is just starting to move. Let's see if it finds a way and we did everything right. For now it seems to be fine. So we can connect here actually. But it is very important to have signaling here, of course. Like this. Here we will build a bridge again. Okay, I think this is already complete. Working. So we now have an alternate route. So when things get crowded, and actually we see already one train taking this way. Very well. Okay, and we will also see here now that exactly coal is piling up, not being picked up. So we will clone this train and put it into service to pick up the coal. And this we will do again and again until, okay, this is rating for food. Oh, very good, that's fine. Let's simply do the work. Rating for livestock, poor now here. Yeah, and here I expect the same, also poor. So this is not enough. Yeah, we need to set up another livestock train to pick up livestock here. The same. We need to do here. Let's find it and clone it. Probably this one, right? No, this is wheat. This one. Probably. Let's double check before we clone the wrong one and are not happy. Yeah. Great. Let's hope that this gets better now. So our coal train is still on the way to the power plant, and the other train picking up paper is still waiting for wood to arrive, and then it will be, the paper mill will produce paper obviously, and then it will be picked up and transported. Again, coal piling up, so again and again. We will now put another copy into service. So, where's our wood? Ah, now it's going. Yeah, we see this now. And still we have 107 tons of paper available. So what we can do is also clone this train. Quite some investment now happening. and transport more paper. When paper arrives here, down here, all the way, then goods will be produced, and those goods we can transport back to Edmonton to maximize our profits, always take a long distance. For this, we need to set up, we still have funding. We need to set up a train transporting goods. Also, this we will do quickly. This will wait until all the paper arrives there and is used for production of goods. For goods, I think it makes sense to also use this flat car. Yeah, train links 4. Goods refit. And at first goes here, picks everything up. Then it will go to here. Maintenance. Unload. Go back all the way. A very long way, it seems to me. Go into maintenance. Fully load, maintenance, unload, maintenance if needed. Go. Let's see if this works. Okay, great. So now let's check again coal, as I assume that we need here probably even more trains. For now it works, interestingly. Is another train already on the way? No. Not really. Let's add another one. Clone this one. And let it go. How many trains we have now here? Approaching is the 4. Yeah, probably it will be 5 in the end. Let's see. Okay, this looks good already. Now, what about mail? Mail rating, good. Good, very good. Fine. What about food here? Oh, a lot of food. Oh, a lot of food. Yeah, this I think we need to fix quickly. With one more food train. Because we can now observe that this one train will not pick up all of the food. Why did this happen? Of course, we delivered more livestock. Yeah, we put 2 more livestock trains into service, picking up what was produced in the farms, and this produces more food. And this food, of course, needs also to be transported. And even now, food is left over, but probably 2 more trains. Another train will do everything we need to do. Okay, great. And we see that actually it's happening. Yeah, the trains take both routes, so that there's a little bit of reducing the potential for bottlenecks. Okay, I think we don't need to monitor this one anymore. This worked. This one is waiting for actually the train above. So let's keep on waiting. Excellent, very good. So production will grow now here. So if the station rating is quite high, yeah, it will grow now. The production has a probability to grow and increase, and then it might come to the point where we have not excellent anymore, as we are not transporting everything, and then it will be reduced. But let's see. Let's just simply monitor over time. But we can check in Edmonton the situation with mail, as we had here an issue. Now it's working. Good, at least good. Let's see, it should improve soon. Okay, great. What about Yeah, so this is also fine, I think. Forward rating, very good. Yeah, of course, this can be further improved and optimized with more trains in service, but for now we will accept it. Yeah, this train is crashing a lot, breaking down a lot. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Let's see exactly what I expected to happen. So again, a lot of food here, but another train coming. Let's see if it picks up all of this. Meanwhile, we also see here how paper is arriving and it will be used for producing goods. 68%. Okay, good. So this works for now. And waiting for the second delivery of paper. And now we see that there's quite some traffic. We have now in place 34 trains, which is kind of not too bad. And I think we can just now observe how income is generated and see how initial money making hopefully works for quite some time. Now, and this will generate income, which we will use for another session for a more efficient, more sophisticated network, which needs higher funding, which was not possible to build with our initial funding. But now, since we have some kind of cash machine, yeah, generating funding, we can all of this use and invest into something else. Another train fully loaded with livestock arriving here, the food processing plant. Now we see the short braking distance, yeah, where it gets slower and slower. Both train can leave now as livestock has been fully unloaded and food has been fully loaded. Probably it makes sense to clone another one transporting food. I feel that it makes sense. Still, food is piling up here. Let's see. What about coal? Mediocre. I think this one we can definitely improve a little bit. Let's also clone this one. I expected already 5 trains being in need. Yeah, this should definitely fix it. And this one train loaded with goods is still waiting for... What for? For train with paper. Do we find it? Yeah, probably this one, right? Yeah, this one still has some way in front of it, so it will take time. Of course, also here where tracks merges or are split, yeah, this is not the most efficient way to do it. It works for us for initial money making, But if trains, for example, want to go this way, it's not possible. Not possible. It's only going, both tracks can be merged or split, but not turn, it cannot be used to turn around the train. It's not needed in our design now, but if we have high efficient networks which connect distance places and trains take very different routes, then this is possibly something we want to improve. And also just keep in mind, if you're working on improving the train, the rating, oh, by the way, it's just me. This one we can probably also improve. When you work on improving the rating of a train station, as this one, of course, first of all, look for piling up of goods. This is definitely impacting and hurting the train station. Then see if you can send trains which have a higher maximum speed. This will improve it. And see that there's always a train waiting, yeah, to get loaded. And this way you will receive already a better rating. At the same time, there's one more factor, at least, yeah, to influence it. In this case, we have here a station which is picking up, obviously, oil from this oil well. It belongs to the city of Red Deer. And also what you can do to improve, where's Red Deer? Red Deer is here. To improve the train station rating, you can build a statue of the company owner. It costs roughly 500k in this case. We will not invest it because we are not caring so much about the train station. We just want money making, but this is something you might want to look into to further optimize and increase production rates. So let's now check. Very good. The rating is improving, so this makes sense, definitely. So still a lot of food here. So it seems like still we don't have enough trains in service to transport food. This is interesting. So 2 farms with wheat and livestock seems to need in need of many trains transporting food. We now generated income, meanwhile, of 1 million. This is already good buffer for our next railway network. And I just wanted to wait until paper from this train arrives here so that at least once we see this one train with goods having loaded make its route. Here it comes. Also here's some bags piling up now, but I guess this one will pick it up. Yeah, this one will pick it up. We'll see 2 things here. Now one bring paper to the printing works and the other train here picking up the mail. Let's see. Probably we need another train here to pick up mail from Calgary. Rating is poor for mail. Yeah, like this. Now it's cloned and doing its work. And we see here now goods being transported. We also see we have more goods left, and again we will clone a train. Exactly this one. To pick up also the goods which are now available here, but not taken care of. Yeah, it gets busy and busy. You see that some trains get stopped because tracks are already occupied by other trains. However, there's no real traffic jam, I think. So now mail will be picked up. Yeah, great, this is working. This train will wait until it is fully loaded.